So we're all perfectly aware of how good Jalen Hurts has been in the past. Like, yeah, a couple of years ago, he came in and was one of the more efficient quarterbacks in the entire league. Came back this last year, and I don't think Nick Sirianni and the coaching staff did him a lot of favors. But I think that the assumption that it all rides on him is a very fair assumption. Like, he needs to come in and needs to dominate. It is, I mean, that is just the harsh reality of it, right? Like, we saw, like, basically the same exact stats from his third year in the NFL to the fourth. I mean, had a little bit more passing yards because he actually played in all 17 games this time, had one more touchdown, and nearly 3 times as many interceptions. It all rides on Jalen Hurts. And because of that, I think the coaching staff, they need to put a huge focus on putting him in the best positions to succeed. It really is about letting him beat other teams with his legs, and now you have Saquon Barkley to make this whole thing work. Like, it really is on Jalen Hurts this year. Like, I understand that there is so many other things going on here, but overall, you're in a position where you have to put Jalen Hurts in the best position to succeed. And yes, that part of that is going to mean that you give Saquon Barkley the ball a lot. Obviously that's part of it because he's Saquon Barkley. But you have these offensive weaponry, and you have all this stuff going for you that, like, Jalen Hurts has to be the focal point because it all runs through him. And I think you need to incorporate more of an opportunity for him to let it loose a little bit. Like, you need to let him air this thing out when he needs to, because he's the type of player that can take over games. I mean, I was just watching a game when he came in back in when Tua was injured for Alabama and before he went to Oklahoma. And I think Jalen Hurts is that guy. I think that you have to put him in a position where he can take over the game and let him do his thing and let your defense do the rest. Because this is already a really good defense, but it's all in Jalen Hurts this year. Like, you have a coaching staff that saw what they needed to do and put him in the position to succeed. As Jalen Hurts, you need to be the guy that tells the coaching staff, you need to call your own plays, you need to call your own number, you need to make the play because this is too talented of a team not to do something this year. And the coaching staff needs to get out of the way of Jalen Hurts. He's a smart player. He's a very good player, and he is the leader of your franchise right now. He is. That's just what it comes down to. And I think that he is the kind of player that can take over games where you just say, hey, here's the ball, go do what you do. And I think that's definitely needs to be the approach for the Eagles because we saw too many times last year where it just didn't seem like this offense clicked, but there were some specific things that worked for this team, and I think they got away from that. And now, I think with the emphasis on the running game, with the addition of Saquon Barkley, you're in a position where you can run the ball very effectively, you can put the ball in the hands of your playmakers, and let the things take care of the rest. Like just put the chips where they may, right? And Jalen Hurts is a very good player, and I think that taking the ball out of his hands is a big-time mistake, and I think that if you want to have continued success in the NFL, the greatest teams and the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL, they want the ball. And I think you give the ball to Jalen Hurts this year because, yes, largely I think it has to be on Jalen Hurts. Like, this is, I know that this is a good coaching staff. It's not an all-time great coaching staff, but it's a good coaching staff, and it's got a really good quarterback that can lead it all. And so I think this year for Eagles fans and for Eagles personnel, the talk needs to be about how this is on Jalen Hurts. You need to give him the ball. You need to let him live and die by the sword and go from there and let your defense take care of the rest because it will. But overall, let us know what you guys think about Jalen Hurts and the rest of this offense just needing to take over. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.